Welcome back, dear acolyte. I am glad to see you again. Today, we embark on a journey across the sun-scorched dunes and windswept coasts of Hammerfell, a land both fierce and beautiful, where the blood of warriors runs as deep as the desert sands. Here, the Redguards, a people forged in the crucible of conflict and bound by the legacy of their ancestors, have carved a world of honor and valor. Their story is one of pride and perseverance, where every sword drawn is an act of defiance, every step forward a testament to their enduring spirit. So brace yourself, for in this guide, we shall uncover the strength of the Redguards, the secrets of their cities, and the heart of their culture. The tale of Hammerfell awaits, one written in the flames of the past and the promise of the future. Let us begin. Hammerfell, a province of Tamriel, is a land of striking contrasts and diverse climates, reflecting its rich and tumultuous history. This chapter delves into the province's geographical intricacies, examining its major landscapes and key features that define its character. Hammerfell's climate is a blend of tropical and arid elements, resulting in a varied topography that ranges from sun-scorched deserts to rugged mountain ranges. The province is marked by several significant geographical features that shape its environmental and cultural landscape. The Alika Desert dominates the western region of Hammerfell, encompassing a vast, inhospitable expanse known for its extreme temperatures and perilous conditions. This desert, characterized by its relentless heat, fierce sandstorms, and arid wastelands, has historically been a harsh and unforgiving environment. Until the arrival of the Garda, the Redguard ancestors, the desert was inhabited only by monstrous beasts such as giant scorpions. Even in the Third Era, the desert's fauna remained formidable, though the Redguards have managed to tame some of these threats. The Alika Desert is not only a geographic feature, but also a repository of ancient ruins and lost civilizations buried beneath its sands. To the north of the Alika Desert lies the Dragontail Mountains, a formidable range that forms Hammerfell's border with Skyrim. These mountains are not just a geographical barrier, but also a strategic one, influencing the climate and weather patterns of the surrounding regions. The Dragontail Mountains are rugged and craggy, their high peaks and steep slopes contributing to the harsh living conditions for those who dwell near them. This range has long been a significant defense line and a symbol of the natural fortitude that defines the northern reaches of Hammerfell. The Colovian Highlands mark Hammerfell's southern border with Cyrodiil. This region is less arid than the Alika Desert, characterized by rolling hills and relatively mild weather compared to the harsh conditions of the Western Desert. The highlands play a crucial role in moderating the climate of southern Hammerfell, providing a buffer against the harsher elements from the desert and influencing the local vegetation and agriculture. In the southeastern part of Hammerfell, the grasslands extend a lush contrast to the arid deserts and rugged mountains. These grasslands, reminiscent of the Gold Coast region of Cyrodiil, are dotted with fertile plains that support various forms of agriculture and settlement. This region's more temperate climate allows for a more varied ecosystem, which contrasts sharply with the dry, sandy expanses to the west. Dacfron, situated in the northwestern parts of Hammerfell, is a rocky and rugged region that borders the Dragontail Mountains. The area's geological features, with its jagged terrain and scarce vegetation, add to the diverse landscapes of the province. Dacfron's harsh environment has shaped the culture and way of life for its inhabitants, who have adapted to the rocky and rugged conditions. Coastal regions of Hammerfell, while less prominent than the desert and mountainous areas, offer a different ecological perspective. The few forests found here, primarily along the coasts and borders with Cyrodiil, High Rock and Skyrim, provide important ecological niches. These coastal forests play a role in regulating the local climate and supporting diverse flora and fauna. Additionally, the coastlines offer crucial maritime routes and interactions with neighboring provinces, adding to the province's strategic importance. The history of Hammerfell is a rich and varied chronicle that spans millennia, marked by transformation and pivotal events that shaped its current identity. We will unravel the intricate layers of Hammerfell's past, offering insight into its early inhabitants, the arrival of the Redguards, significant historical periods, and recent developments. Long before the Redguards arrived, Hammerfell was home to the Needs and Keptu, ancient peoples whose cultures left a lasting imprint on the region. The Needs, known for their tribal society and distinctive art, lived primarily in the southern and central parts of Hammerfell, including regions like Craglorn and Herne. Their complex society was marked by rich spiritual practices and a deep connection to the land. The Keptu, or Men of Ket, were another indigenous group residing in central Hammerfell, and their interactions with neighboring cultures contributed to the region's diverse heritage. In the 8th century of the First Era, the Redguards, a people from the distant continent of Yokudan, began their migration to Hammerfell. Led by the Ragada, these fierce warriors were driven by the quest for new lands and the promise of a new beginning. Their arrival marked the beginning of a profound transformation in Hammerfell's history. The Redguards, skilled in combat and navigation, quickly adapted to the harsh environment of Hammerfell, integrating with the existing cultures and reshaping the province's social and political landscape. Their migration and subsequent conquest led to the establishment of powerful kingdoms and city-states, including the prominent Kingdom of Sentinel. This period also saw the decline of the indigenous Nades and Keptu as they were assimilated or displaced by the incoming Redguards. Early periods in Hammerfell were characterized by significant developments and conflicts. During the First Era, the Redguards consolidated their power and established a dominant presence in the region. The First Era was marked by the ongoing struggle between the Crowns and Forebears, two major factions within Redguard society. This internal conflict influenced the province's political dynamics and its relations with neighboring regions. The Second Era continued the themes of conflict and transformation, with the Redguards playing a crucial role in regional and imperial politics. The intervention of Tiber Septim and the subsequent formation of the Empire of Tamriel brought both challenges and opportunities for Hammerfell. The province's strategic location made it a key player in the Empire's expansion and its defense against external threats. The Third Era saw Hammerfell thrust into the spotlight during the Tiber War, a significant conflict involving the Empire and its enemies. The Redguards' resistance and resilience were put to the test, shaping their role in the broader political landscape of Tamriel. This period also included the Great War, where Hammerfell's strategic importance was highlighted once again as it resisted the Aldmeri Dominion's encroachment. In recent times, Hammerfell has faced a series of challenges and changes, including its response to the Great War's aftermath and the signing of the Second Treaty of Stros-Makai. This treaty marked a significant moment in Hammerfell's history, as it defined the province's status and relations with the Aldmeri Dominion. The modern era has seen Hammerfell navigating a complex political landscape while striving to maintain its unique cultural and historical identity. Hammerfell's cultural significance extends well beyond its geographical boundaries. As the homeland of the Redguards, it has been a crucible for the development of their unique warrior culture. The Redguards, renowned for their martial prowess and versatility, have left an indelible mark on the land. The Redguards' military traditions and their distinct approach to warfare have inspired admiration and emulation across Tamriel. Their legendary skill in combat, coupled with their innovative strategies, has left an enduring legacy in the martial practices of neighboring provinces. This influence is evident in the way that other cultures have adopted and adapted Redguard techniques and philosophies, blending them with their own traditions to create a unique cultural synthesis. The impact of Hammerfell's cultural attributes on its neighbors can also be seen in its trade and diplomacy. The province's strategic location and its resource-rich lands have made it a key player in regional trade networks. Hammerfell's economic activities, including its thriving markets and skilled craftsmanship, have facilitated cultural exchange and fostered diplomatic relations with other provinces. One of the most enduring aspects of Hammerfell's cultural significance is its rich religious heritage. The Yokudan pantheon, with deities such as Satakal, Ruptka, and Tuwaka, forms the spiritual backbone of Redguard culture. These gods are not mere relics of the past, but living, vibrant entities whose influence continues to shape the spiritual and cultural life of Hammerfell. The worship of these deities, along with the practice of ancestor veneration, underscores the deep connection between Hammerfell's people and their spiritual traditions. I will elaborate in greater detail upon the earliest known civilizations as a means of providing greater context to the region's history. The Needs, who inhabited Hammerfell long before the arrival of other races, were a tribal society known for their resilience and adaptability. They lived in scattered, semi-nomadic groups that roamed the fertile areas along the coast and the borders of neighboring provinces. The Needs' culture was deeply intertwined with the land they inhabited, and their social structures reflected a profound respect for their environment. Archaeological remnants of their existence, such as ancient rock carvings and ceremonial sites, reveal a people attuned to both their surroundings and the mystical forces they believed shaped their world. In contrast, the Keptu, also known as the Men of Ket, were another indigenous group that settled in central Hammerfell. Unlike the Needies, the Keptu were more urbanized and developed complex societal structures. They established fortified cities and engaged in extensive trade with neighboring regions. Their settlements, characterized by their strategic locations and advanced defensive architecture, became significant centers of commerce and culture. The Keptu were known for their skills in warfare and diplomacy, which allowed them to maintain a degree of autonomy even amidst the shifting political landscape of ancient Tamriel. The interaction between these early civilizations was not always harmonious. Competition for resources and territorial disputes were common, leading to frequent conflicts. These skirmishes, however, also facilitated a cultural exchange that enriched both societies. Over time, the Needs and Keptu influenced each other's traditions, arts, and technologies, laying the groundwork for the complex mosaic of cultures that would characterize Hammerfell in subsequent eras. Throughout these early periods, the land itself played a crucial role in shaping the destinies of its people. The challenging environments, from the scorching Alika Desert to the rugged Dragontail Mountains, influenced not only the daily lives of Hammerfell's inhabitants, but also their historical trajectories. The harsh climate of the Alika Desert in particular served as both a barrier and a catalyst for the development of unique survival strategies and cultural practices among the region's peoples. The Redguards, a group of fierce and skilled warriors, began their migration to Tamriel from their homeland of Yokudan following a catastrophic event known as the sinking of Yokudan. This disaster devastated their island home, forcing the Redguards to seek new lands. Their arrival in Hammerfell was not a mere migration, but an epic conquest that would establish their presence in the province. Upon their arrival, the Redguards faced a land that was both promising and perilous. The Alika Desert, a formidable and unforgiving expanse, dominated the western part of Hammerfell. This harsh environment, characterized by blistering heat and treacherous sandstorms, presented a significant challenge. Yet the Redguards, with their legendary resilience and adaptability, gradually tamed this inhospitable region. In the wake of their conquest, the Redguards faced the challenge of integrating their own culture with the diverse and ancient traditions of the land. This process was not without friction, as the new settlers imposed their own customs and governance structures on the existing populace. Yet over time, a symbiotic relationship developed between the Redguards and the native peoples. The Redguards, the primary inhabitants of Hammerfell, are a people whose strength and resilience are matched only by their rich cultural heritage. Originating from the distant continent of Yokudan, the Redguards migrated to Hammerfell in the late First Era and have since established themselves as a defining force in the province. Physically, Redguards are of average height with robust and muscular builds that reflect their martial prowess. Their skin tones vary from light brown to black, and their hair ranges from thick and wavy to tightly curled. These physical characteristics are not merely aesthetic, they are indicative of the Redguards' exceptional agility, endurance, and combat abilities. The Redguards are renowned for their fighting skills, which have been honed through centuries of martial tradition and warfare. The Redguard social structure is hierarchical, yet fluid, heavily influenced by their warrior culture and clan-based society. At the top of this structure are the noble families and warrior lords, who hold significant influence over regional politics and military matters. Beneath them are the common Redguards, who often serve as soldiers, craftsmen, and farmers. The concept of honor is central to Redguard society, and individuals are expected to adhere to strict codes of conduct, both in combat and daily life. Daily life for the Redguards is deeply intertwined with their martial traditions. From a young age, Redguard children are trained in combat and survival skills, reflecting the importance of readiness and self-discipline. This training is complemented by a strong sense of community and familial loyalty, which governs social interactions and responsibilities. Traditional gatherings such as clan meetings and ceremonial events play a crucial role in maintaining social cohesion and passing down cultural values. The Redguards' cultural identity is strongly influenced by their ancestral gods and spiritual beliefs. The Yokudan pantheon, which includes deities such as Satakal, Ruptka, and Tuhaka, plays a central role in Redguard religious practices. These gods are not only revered for their divine attributes, but also serve as symbols of the Redguards' historical journey and resilience. Rituals and ceremonies dedicated to these deities are integral to Redguard life, guiding their moral values and community practices. The Orcs, or Orsima, have long had a presence in Hammerfell, particularly in the northern regions. Their communities, though smaller compared to those in Orsinium, have had a lasting impact on the local culture and economy. The Orc strongholds in Hammerfell were less numerous but strategically placed, serving as critical points of trade and military defense. These Orcish settlements often acted as mercenaries and craftsmen, leveraging their renowned skills in blacksmithing and fortification construction. Despite their relatively low numbers, the Orcs contributed to the economic vitality of Hammerfell and interacted frequently with the Redguards. Equally intriguing are the vile and degenerate flint-tooth goblins, native to the rocky and rugged areas of Hammerfell. These creatures have been a part of the province's ecological and cultural landscape for centuries. Known for their fierceness and adaptability, the flint-tooth goblins have historically inhabited the harsh terrains of Dakfron and the Alika Desert. Their presence in Hammerfell has shaped local folklore and created a challenging environment for early Redguard settlers. The goblins' ability to thrive in such a hostile environment is a testament to their resilience and has influenced various myths and legends among the Redguards. The cursed Ayleid Blight once occupied parts of Hammerfell, particularly in regions such as Salas N and Nilata ruins. These ancient ruins scattered across the province are remnants of the Ayleid menace, showcasing their once grand architectural achievements. The Ayleids' influence in Hammerfell is marked by their advanced and often bloody magical practices. Their presence left an indelible gouge on the region's history, seen in the remnants of their cities and the magical artifacts that occasionally surface from these ruins. The Dwemer, though not as prominent as in other provinces, also left their mark on Hammerfell. The Rorken clan of the Dwemer settled in parts of Hammerfell, establishing cities and fortresses that would later become important sites in the province's history. These Dwemer ruins, such as those in the southern regions, offer a glimpse into the advanced technology and craftsmanship of the Dwemer people. Despite their disappearance, the remnants of their civilization continue to intrigue scholars and adventurers alike. Hammerfell's political structure is a mosaic of various kingdoms and city-states, each with its unique governance system and regional influence. At its core, the province is divided into several key kingdoms, with Sentinel and Stros Mackay being the most prominent. Sentinel, the most influential kingdom, has long been a center of power and political intrigue, with its strategic coastal location facilitating trade and military expeditions. The city-state of Stros Mackay, on the other hand, serves as a vital hub for commerce and cultural exchange, deeply influencing the province's economic and social dynamics. Historically, the political landscape of Hammerfell has been shaped by significant conflicts and shifts. The civil war between the Crowns and Forebears, a pivotal conflict in Hammerfell's history, divided the province along cultural and ideological lines. The Crowns, often associated with traditional Yokudan values, clashed with the Forebears, who embraced more cosmopolitan influences. This internal strife had profound implications for Hammerfell's governance, leading to periods of instability and regionalism. The Crowns, traditionalists and defenders of the old ways, sought to preserve the culture of their homeland, Yokudan, which had been destroyed long ago. They were fiercely independent, rejecting any outside influence, including the Empire. For the Crowns, honor, warrior traditions and the ways of the ancient sword singers were paramount. Their warriors were unmatched in combat, and their reverence for the old gods of Yokudan was unshaken. The Forebears, on the other hand, pragmatic and open to change. They saw the power of the Empire as a means to secure a stable future for their people. While the Crowns held to tradition, the Forebears believed that forging alliances with the Empire would bring prosperity and ensure Hammerfell's place in the broader world of Tamriel. The Forebears were willing to abandon the old ways, seeing them as impractical in a changing world. The war between the Crowns and the Forebears escalated. The Crowns, led by the legendary warrior Divad the Singer, fought fiercely to preserve their way of life. Divad was a master of the ancient art of sword singing, and his leadership was a symbol of hope for the Crowns. Under his guidance, they held their ground against the Forebears. However, the Forebears were led by Haknir the Butcher, a ruthless general who valued efficiency and strength above all else. With the backing of the Empire, Haknir's forces were better equipped and better organized, giving them the upper hand. The battle for Stros Mackay became a turning point. Once a proud Crown stronghold, it was captured by the Forebears after a brutal siege. The death of Divad the Singer in battle was a crushing blow to the Crown forces. With their leader gone, the Crown's morale faltered. The Forebears, now emboldened, continued their march through Hammerfell, capturing city after city. As the war wore on, the Forebears solidified their control over the region, with the Empire's support ensuring their dominance. The Treaty of Stros Mackay was signed, officially ending the conflict. The Forebears emerged victorious, with Hammerfell now firmly under their control. The Crowns, while still holding to their ancient traditions, were relegated to the fringes of society, their influence diminished. The legacy of the war between the Crowns and Forebears left a deep scar on Hammerfell. The divide between the two factions persisted, with the Crowns mourning the loss of their way of life and the Forebears looking forward to a new era of power and prosperity under the Empire's protection. The Crowns never fully accepted the Forebears' rule, and the conflict between them simmered in the shadows. Even after the Treaty of Stros-Mackay, Hammerfell remained a land of tension, its people caught between the old and the new. The following is a short excerpt of a Crown veteran detailing his disillusionment with the forebears. To quote, "The harbour stretches out in front of me, bustling with ships, flags flapping like gaudy banners at a child's festival. I remember a time when that sight would fill me with pride. Redguard ships, Redguard men, our own. But now, every day, I look out and see those Cyrodiilic colours flapping in our ports like a fresh wound. Another reminder that the forebears are selling our birthright piece by piece. I didn't want to see it, not at first. I didn't want to believe that my own kin could trade away our honour so cheaply. I've seen battlefields littered with men who fought for this land, men who bled out on Hammerfell's soil, who held onto the old ways until the breath left their lungs. And for what? So some forebear merchant can turn around and shake hands with the Empire, smile wide and talk about progress, while another foreign ship pulls in, loaded with imperial goods. I can't stand the sight of it. It's like they've forgotten what it means to be Redguard. They've forgotten the songs, the way we honor the blade. They say we cling to the past, but they don't know what that past cost us. They don't know what I've seen. I've watched my brothers fall to keep this land ours. I've fought in blood and dust and burned villages, while the forebears welcomed their allies with open arms. I remember the look in his eyes, that forebear merchant who had the nerve to show me his new imperial blade. He called it a gift from an old friend, an imperial. He was so proud of it, waving it around like it was something to be proud of, like that foreign steel had more worth than the blades forged by our own hands. I felt my stomach turn, but I kept my mouth shut, though every instinct told me to rip that blade from his hand and break it. You see, I know what he doesn't. I know what it's like to see the life drain out of a man's eyes as he fights for the last inch of his home, for his family's legacy, for the honor of his ancestors. I know what it means to live with the ghosts of comrades who gave everything to keep our land free. But to him, that blade was just a shiny new toy, a sign of some alliance that's supposed to be good for us. They don't see what I see. They look at the Empire, with its merchants and its gold and its promises of protection, and they think they're looking at a friend. But I've stood on too many battlegrounds to believe that lie. I've seen what happens when we trust outsiders. I've seen the blood on their hands, heard the laughter of Cyrodiilic soldiers who think we're just another part of their empire, just another place to claim. Sometimes, late at night, I lie awake and wonder if I'm the only one who remembers, if I'm the last one who understands what we fought for. I look at these forebears with their foreign clothes, their soft hands, and I wonder if they've ever held a dying man in their arms, watched as he gasped his last breath and still tried to tell him we'd win, we'd hold the line. I wonder if they've ever had to walk through a battlefield, stepping over the bodies of men they swore to protect, knowing that they failed them. Number they wouldn't understand. To them, this is progress. It's easier for them to forget, to take the Empire's gifts, to smile and shake hands and pretend that the honor of our people is just some relic of a time they'd rather leave behind. They don't carry these memories with them. They don't carry the weight of fallen brothers or the smell of blood in the dirt. All they see is gold, a chance to make Hammerfell better. I'm tired of fighting, tired of remembering, but I can't look away. I can't let them erase everything we are. If I am the last one who remembers what it means to be Redguard, then so be it. Let them call me stubborn. Let them say I'm clinging to ghosts. These ghosts are all I have left, because the day we trade our honor for their comfort, the day we become just another corner of their empire, that's the day we lose everything. And I can't bear to watch that happen, not while there's breath in my lungs." End quote. The arrival of the Aldmeri Dominion in the Fourth Era further complicated the political situation in Hammerfell. The Aldmeri Dominion, with its expansionist ambitions, sought to exert influence over Hammerfell, exacerbating existing tensions. The Dominion's intrusion was met with resistance from both crowns and forebears, highlighting the unity that could be forged in the face of external threats. The Second Treaty of Stros-Makai, signed in the Fourth Era, was a landmark agreement that marked a significant shift in the political dynamics of Hammerfell. This treaty ended the Great War between the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion, with Hammerfell negotiating its own terms to maintain its sovereignty and resist further encroachment by the Dominion. The treaty reaffirmed Hammerfell's independence and established a framework for cooperation between the province and the Empire, while also addressing regional concerns. The treaty's impact on Hammerfell's internal politics was profound. It fostered a period of relative stability and allowed for the gradual rebuilding of the province's institutions. The legacy of the Civil War and the treaty's provisions continued to shape Hammerfell's political landscape, influencing its relations with both neighboring provinces and broader Tamrielic affairs. Central to Hammerfell's religious fabric is the Yokudan pantheon, a vivid collection of deities and spirits that emerged from the rich tapestry of Yokudan mythology. The supreme deity in this pantheon is Satakal, the god of everything. Much like Alduin of Nordic legend, Satakal embodies the concept of destruction and rebirth. He is viewed as a force that perpetually consumes worlds to give birth to new ones. In the Yokudan belief system, Satakal's cycles of destruction prompted the creation of spirits capable of enduring these transitions. These spirits became the gods of the Yokudan pantheon, revered by the Alika nomads as embodiments of various aspects of existence. Ruptga, also known as Tal Papa, stands as the chief deity among these gods. He is celebrated for his survival of Satakal's hunger, a process through which he discovered the walkabout, an esoteric journey that allows deities to persist beyond a single lifetime. Ruptga's act of setting the stars in the sky was not merely a cosmic gesture, but a practical guide for lesser spirits seeking to navigate the spiritual realm. In the mythology, Ruptga also created Sep from the dead skin of past worlds. Sep, though initially intended as a helper to manage the spirit trade, fell victim to Satakal's hunger, which drove him to madness. His subsequent creation of Tamriel trapped the spirits within mortal forms, a transgression for which Sep was punished, leaving a void in the stars that still disrupts mortal entry into the afterlife. Tuwaka, the god of souls, was initially a cosmic deity before the world's creation. As the caretaker of the far shores, Tuwaka ensures that Redguards find their way to the afterlife. In more cosmopolitan areas, his role is sometimes associated with Arke, the god of life and death. Zet, the Yokudan god of agriculture, renounced his father after the world was created, which, according to tradition, has made the cultivation of food a challenging endeavor for the Redguards. In addition to these major deities, the pantheon includes lesser-known spirits such as Tava, the spirit of the air who guided the Yokudans to the Isle of Herne, and Maluk, an antagonist who led the degenerate malignant goblins against the Redguards during the First Era. Diagna, another significant figure, was a cult hero who brought orichalc weapons to the Yokudans, helping them defeat the foul left-handed elves. In the present day, Diagna has become a local power spirit in the Dragontail Mountains. The Hunding, a spirit of perseverance, has appeared at critical moments in Hammerfell's history, notably during the Ragada invasion and the Tiber War, often materializing as either a sword or a crown. Leki, a daughter of Tall Papa, is known for her introduction of the ephemeral feint, a pivotal move that influenced the outcome of conflicts during the Mythic era. Lastly, Onsi, a notable warrior god, is remembered for teaching the Redguards to transform knives into swords, a skill that remains central to their martial culture. Religious practices in Hammerfell were not confined to personal shrines. Major temples and religious sites dotted the landscape, serving as centers for communal worship and cultural gatherings. The Temple of Satakal in the city of Sentinel was one such place, where priests performed elaborate rituals to honor the world's skin and seek its favor for the community. Festivals dedicated to Satakal were marked by processions, music and dances that symbolized the shedding of old skins and the embracing of new beginnings. Another prominent temple was dedicated to Ruptga in the city of Hegathe. This temple was known for its grand architecture, with towering spires and intricate carvings depicting the journey of the spirits through the walkabout. Pilgrims from across Hammerfell traveled to Hegathe to seek Ruptga's wisdom and guidance, especially during times of personal or communal crisis. Ancestor worship was a cornerstone of Redguard spirituality, deeply influencing both private and public life. The Redguards believed that their ancestors continued to watch over them from the far shores, offering guidance and protection. Ancestral spirits were honored through various rituals, including the pouring of libations and the burning of incense. These practices were especially important during key life events, such as births, marriages, and deaths, ensuring that the ancestors remained an integral part of the family and community. Religious institutions in Hammerfell were not limited to the temples and festivals. Monasteries dedicated to the study and preservation of Yokudan teachings were scattered throughout the province. These monasteries served as centers of learning, where scholars and priests delved into ancient texts, seeking to uncover the deeper meanings of the Yokudan pantheon's teachings and their relevance to contemporary life. The influence of religion extended beyond the spiritual realm, shaping Hammerfell's legal and political systems. Many laws and social customs were derived from religious principles, particularly those related to honor, duty, and respect for one's elders and ancestors. In some regions, local councils were composed of both secular leaders and religious figures, ensuring that decisions reflected the community's spiritual values. Hammerfell's economy thrives on the abundance of natural resources and its strategic position as a trade hub within Tamriel. The province's arid lands might seem inhospitable at first glance, but they conceal riches that have fueled its economy for centuries. Minerals such as iron, silver, and the precious orichalcum are abundant in the Dragontail Mountains and other mountainous regions, making mining a major industry. These metals are not only exported but also forged into weapons and armor, reflecting the Redguards' martial heritage. Spices are another critical export, highly prized across Tamriel for their rarity and potency. The hot, arid climate of the Alika Desert and surrounding regions is ideal for growing unique herbs and spices, which are cultivated in oasis settlements and traded across the empire. Hammerfell's spices are said to add a distinct and unparalleled flavor to any dish, a testament to the Redguards' culinary influence. The province's craftspeople are renowned for their skill in metalwork, textiles, and pottery, producing goods that are sought after in distant lands. Hammerfell's blacksmiths are famed for creating curved swords known as scimitars, which are as much works of art as they are weapons of war. The intricate patterns and resilient construction of these blades make them highly prized by warriors and collectors alike. In the coastal cities, shipbuilding is another significant industry. Hammerfell's position along the Abyssian Sea has led to the development of advanced maritime technology. The Redguards are exceptional sailors, and their vessels are built to withstand the harsh conditions of both sea and desert, facilitating trade and exploration. The shipyards of Sentinel and other port cities bustle with activity, producing fleets that are the envy of neighboring provinces. Agriculture, while less prominent due to the harsh climate, is nonetheless vital to Hammerfell's economy. The fertile grasslands in the southeastern regions and the carefully managed farms near river valleys support the cultivation of grains, fruits, and vegetables. Date palms, native to the Alika, provide both food and trade goods, with their sweet fruits and durable fibers used in various crafts. Trade is the lifeblood of Hammerfell, with caravans and ships transporting goods across Tamriel. The ancient trade routes that crisscross the deserts, mountains and coastlines of Hammerfell have been travelled for centuries, linking the province to Cyrodiil, High Rock and beyond. The province's strategic location on these trade routes has allowed it to flourish as a commercial centre, with bustling markets where one can find goods from every corner of Tamriel. This thriving economy is not without its challenges, however. The harsh environment demands innovation and resilience from those who live and work in Hammerfell. The constant threat of sandstorms, the scarcity of water, and the need to defend against raiders and hostile creatures all shape the economic activities of the region. Yet these same challenges have forged a people who are resourceful, determined, and fiercely independent. Central to Hammerfell's trade network are the ancient roads that have long served as arteries of commerce. These routes, some of which predate the arrival of the Redguards, connect the province's key cities like Sentinel, Hagarthe and Stros Mackay to the wider world. The coastal cities, in particular, are pivotal in this network, serving as bustling ports where goods from across Tamriel are imported and exported. Sentinel, with its strategic location along the northern coast, stands as a beacon of maritime trade. Its harbours are filled with ships from as far afield as Cyrodiil, High Rock, and even the distant lands of Akavir. The Alika Desert, despite its harsh environment, plays an unexpectedly crucial role in Hammerfell's economy. The desert is rich in minerals, particularly the highly sought-after glass and ebony, which are mined from deep beneath the sands. Caravans laden with these valuable resources traverse the perilous dunes, following ancient paths known only to the nomadic dune dwellers. These caravans, though often at the mercy of the desert's ferocious sandstorms, are vital to the economic lifeblood of the region. To the north, the Dragontail Mountains offer a different set of resources. The rugged terrain is home to rich deposits of iron and silver, which have been mined by the Redguards for centuries. These metals are not only used in local craftsmanship, but are also traded with neighbouring provinces, particularly Skyrim, where demand for high-quality Hammerfell steel remains strong. The mountain passes, though treacherous, serve as key trade routes linking Hammerfell to Skyrim, enabling a steady flow of goods and cultural exchange between the two regions. Trade relations between Hammerfell and other provinces are as varied as the province's geography. The Redguards have long maintained a robust trading relationship with Cyrodiil, exchanging their exotic spices, textiles and gemstones for the agricultural bounty of the Colovian Highlands. This relationship is especially vital during times of drought in Hammerfell, when the province's arid lands cannot sustain the needs of its population. The influence of imperial culture is evident in the architecture and art of Hammerfell's cities, a testament to the deep and enduring ties between the two provinces. Hammerfell's trade with High Rock is also significant, though it is often marked by a sense of rivalry, particularly between the merchant fleets of Sentinel and Daggerfall. The two cities compete fiercely for control of the lucrative sea routes that pass through the Iliac Bay. Despite this competition, the exchange of goods between the two regions has enriched both, with Hammerfell exporting its renowned silks and spices in exchange for High Rock's intricate jewelry and enchanted items. Economic ties within Hammerfell itself are equally complex, with different regions specializing in various industries. The coastal areas, with their access to the sea, are centers of shipbuilding and trade, while the interior regions focus on mining and agriculture. The southeastern grasslands, reminiscent of the Gold Coast in Cyrodiil, are known for their fertile soil, producing crops that sustain the province's population and contribute to its economy. The Darkfron region, though rocky and less hospitable, has carved out a niche in the production of stone and other building materials, essential for the construction of the grand temples and fortresses that dot the landscape. The Redguards, with their rich history and deep cultural roots, have developed a unique linguistic heritage that reflects the diverse influences they've encountered over the centuries. Their language, Yoku, is an ancient and complex tongue that originated in the lost continent of Yokuda. Though Yoku is no longer spoken in its pure form, its remnants persist in the dialects and names found throughout Hammerfell. Yoku's influence can be seen in the way the Redguards name their cities, landmarks, and even themselves, blending the old with the new as they adapt to the evolving cultural landscape of Tamriel. In addition to Yoku, the Redguards have also adopted Tamrielic, the common tongue of the Empire, which has become the primary language of trade, governance, and literature in Hammerfell. This bilingual nature of the Redguards reflects their adaptability and their ability to thrive in a world where cultures and languages intertwine. The interplay between Yoku and Tamrielic in everyday life serves as a testament to the resilience and flexibility of Redguard society, where tradition and innovation coexist in harmony. Redguard literature, much like their language, is a fusion of the old and the new. Ancient Yoku texts, often preserved through oral traditions, recount the epic tales of Yokuda, the journey of the Ragada, and the struggles of the early Redguards as they carved out a new home in Hammerfell. These stories, filled with heroism, tragedy, and wisdom, are still told today, passed down through generations as a means of preserving Redguard identity and heritage. Prominent among these tales are the sword-singer epics, which chronicle the deeds of the Ansei, or sword saints, who wielded the legendary Shihai, or spirit sword. These epics are more than just stories. They are a reflection of the Redguards' martial culture, their reverence for swordsmanship, and their belief in the power of the spirit. The Ansei are not just heroes of the past, but are seen as guiding spirits, embodying the ideals of honor, perseverance, and mastery that the Redguards strive to uphold. Redguard literature has also evolved to include works written in Tamrielic, reflecting their interactions with other cultures and their integration into the broader Tamrielic world. These works often explore themes of identity, displacement, and the tension between tradition and change. The Book of Circles is one such work, a philosophical text that explores the principles of swordsmanship and the nature of conflict, blending Redguard martial traditions with a broader Tamrielic perspective. In more recent times, Redguard writers have also turned their attention to the struggles of their people in the modern era. Works such as The Tears of Stros Mackay and The Battle of Hunding Bay recount the resistance against the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion, capturing the spirit of defiance and resilience that characterizes the Redguards. These stories are not just about the past. They are a call to remember and to continue the fight for freedom and self-determination. The Redguards' literary tradition is also enriched by their oral culture, where stories, songs, and proverbs play a vital role in daily life. Proverbs such as "The wind is free, but the sail must be paid for" reflect the Redguards' practical wisdom and their understanding of the balance between fate and effort. These sayings are woven into the fabric of Redguard society, offering guidance, comfort, and a sense of continuity with the past. Throughout Hammerfell, storytelling remains a revered art, with skilled bards playing a central role in preserving and transmitting cultural knowledge. They are not just entertainers, they are the keepers of history, the custodians of memory, and the voices of the ancestors. Through their songs and stories, they ensure that the lessons of the past are not forgotten and that the spirit of the Redguards endures. In the bustling markets of Sentinel, the winding streets of Rihad, and the remote desert camps of the Alikur, Redguard literature and language continue to thrive. adapting to the changing times while remaining rooted in the rich soil of tradition. It is through their words, both spoken and written, that the Redguards keep their culture alive, navigating the complex waters of identity, heritage, and change with the same skill and grace with which they wield their swords. Art and architecture within Hammerfell are as diverse and resilient as the Redguard people themselves, reflecting a blend of ancient Yokudan traditions and the adaptive spirit that has defined their history. Hammerfell's art is a visual narrative of survival, perseverance, and cultural pride, with each stroke and chisel mark carrying the weight of centuries. Traditional art forms in Hammerfell are deeply rooted in the ancient Yokudan heritage, characterized by geometric patterns and symbolic representations that tell the stories of gods, heroes, and the natural world. The Redguards, having crossed the seas from the lost continent of Yokudan, brought with them an artistic language that speaks through intricate tapestries, carvings, and pottery. These artifacts are not mere decorations, but are imbued with meaning, often serving as a form of communication with the divine, or as a record of historical events. The art of Hammerfell is also highly functional, with a strong emphasis on utility without sacrificing beauty. This practicality is evident in the craftsmanship of weapons and armor, which are not only tools of war but also canvases for artistic expression. Redguard swordsmiths are particularly renowned for their work, creating blades that are as much works of art as they are instruments of combat. Each sword, dagger, or shield is unique, often engraved with symbols of power, protection, and the wearer's lineage. Architecture in Hammerfell is a reflection of the land itself, sturdy, enduring, and designed to withstand the harshest of climates. The ancient Yokudan style is most evident in the construction of fortresses and temples, with massive stone blocks, high walls, and narrow windows, all serving the dual purpose of defense and spiritual reverence. The city of Sentinel, for example, is a prime example of this architectural tradition, with its towering walls and intricate stonework that have stood the test of time and conflict. However, Hammerfell's architecture is not solely defined by its past. The influence of other cultures and the evolving needs of its people have led to a blend of styles that reflect the province's complex history. The arrival of the Redguards in the First Era brought with it new architectural techniques, leading to the construction of grand palaces and intricate city layouts designed to accommodate the growing population. These structures often incorporate elements of High Rock's Breton style, particularly in the more cosmopolitan areas like Sentinel and Stros Mackay, where the Redguards' interaction with other cultures is most apparent. Despite these influences, the core of Hammerfell's architecture remains distinctly Redguard, with a focus on durability and adaptation to the environment. In the arid regions, particularly around the Alika Desert, buildings are designed to keep out the heat and sand, with thick walls, small windows, and flat roofs that can be used for sleeping during the hot nights. The use of local materials, such as sandstone and mud brick, further ties the architecture to the land, making each structure a natural extension of its surroundings. Art and architecture also play a significant role in Hammerfell's religious and social life. Temples dedicated to the Yokudan gods are adorned with murals and statues that depict the gods in their various forms, serving as both places of worship and as a visual guide to the spiritual beliefs of the Redguards. These religious sites often double as community centers, where art and architecture come together to foster a sense of unity and shared heritage. In more remote areas, where the influence of outsiders is less pronounced, traditional Yokudan architecture persists almost unchanged. The nomadic dune dwellers of the Alika Desert, for instance, construct their homes from the materials at hand, often building temporary shelters that reflect the impermanence of their lifestyle. Yet, even in these humble abodes, the Redguards' deep connection to their past is evident, with simple decorations that echo the geometric patterns found in the oldest Yokudan relics. Traditional clothing in Hammerfell reflects the region's climate and the practical needs of its inhabitants. In the arid regions, particularly the Alika Desert, lightweight and loose-fitting garments are common, designed to protect against the harsh sun and swirling sands. Men often wear turbans or headscarves, while women may be seen in long, flowing dresses, often adorned with intricate embroidery that tells a story of their heritage. In coastal cities like Sentinel, where the influence of other cultures is more pronounced, clothing might include finer fabrics and more elaborate designs, yet always with a touch of the desert's practicality. Cuisine in Hammerfell is a vibrant fusion of flavors, heavily influenced by the need to preserve food in a harsh environment. Spices are a hallmark of Redguard cooking, a legacy of their Yokudan ancestors who valued flavor as much as sustenance. Meals often center around hardy grains, like millet and couscous, accompanied by lamb, goat or fish, depending on the region. The Redguard's primary weapon is the scimitar, a curved single-edged sword ideally suited for both slashing and thrusting. This weapon is crafted with the fierce precision and elegance that Redguards are known for. The scimitar is not merely a tool of war, it is a sacred extension of the warrior's body and soul. Redguard smiths are masters of this weapon, and they forge their swords with materials as fine as the Redguard's will. These swords are carefully balanced, ensuring that the user can strike with both precision and force. A Redguard warrior is never far from their scimitar, for it is considered a symbol of their honor and identity. While the Redguards are famous for their offensive prowess, they are also highly skilled in defense. Their tradition emphasizes mastery of the shield, and many Redguard warriors are trained in the use of both sword and shield. Unlike other cultures that emphasize either offense or defense, the Redguards strike a balance, ensuring their warriors are equally adept at blocking, parrying, and absorbing blows as they are at dealing them. A Redguard warrior's shield is used to create openings by expertly deflecting blows and positioning themselves for a devastating counterattack. They are taught to never waste an opportunity, always seeking to close the distance between themselves and their enemy. In addition to the shield, the fist plays an important role in Redguard combat. Many Redguards are also trained in unarmed combat techniques, using their hands and feet to incapacitate opponents. The art of unarmed striking is a revered skill, particularly in one-on-one duels. The Redguards' ability to disable enemies without weapons is a testament to their strength and dexterity. A key aspect of Redguard martial training is the discipline of endurance. Combat in Hammerfell is not always quick. Battles can last for hours, days, or even weeks in certain circumstances. Redguards are taught to build both mental and physical stamina to endure long campaigns, difficult conditions, and the weight of battle fatigue. The desert environment plays a key role in shaping the Redguard warrior's endurance. To survive in the Alika Desert, a Redguard must learn to endure extreme heat, deprivation, and the constant threat of dehydration. These trials instill in them a sense of fortitude that is unmatched in other cultures. Even when exhausted, a Redguard warrior's mind remains sharp, their reflexes quick, and their resolve unwavering. This combination of physical resilience and mental clarity makes them unparalleled in prolonged combat. In addition, Redguards often engage in rituals of mental clarity, where they meditate for hours under the harsh sun or during long journeys. These rituals sharpen their focus, allowing them to enter battle with a calm mind and a clear purpose. A Redguard warrior who has mastered the discipline of endurance can fight through exhaustion, pain, and fear. The Redguard army, Whether defending the beaches of Stros Mackay or launching an offensive into the heart of enemy territory, is organized into highly disciplined units. These warriors are trained in the art of tactics and strategy as much as they are in individual combat. The Redguards' love for martial discipline is evident in their carefully structured legions, which operate in perfect harmony. Much of the Redguard army's success comes from its adaptability. Redguard commanders are known for their cunning on the battlefield, using the terrain and the enemy's weaknesses to their advantage. Hammerfell's terrain, from the rocky coastlines to the dry, endless dunes, provides a unique challenge, and Redguards are adept at making use of their environment in ways other armies cannot. For the Redguards, martial tradition is not just about war. It is a way of life. To be a Redguard warrior is to be a part of something greater, a lineage of pride, honor, and unyielding strength. Each Redguard soldier is both a protector and a destroyer, a master of the blade and a guardian of their homeland. Their martial arts are deeply tied to their culture, reflecting a people forged in the heat of battle, always moving forward, unbowed and unbroken. When a Redguard unsheathes their scimitar or draws their fist, they are not just engaging in combat. They are carrying the weight of their people's legacy, ensuring that Hammerfell will remain free, proud, and unassailable for generations to come. As we draw the veil on this journey through Hammerfell, remember, dear acolyte, that the Redguard people stand as pillars of resilience and honor. From the tempestuous seas to the sun-scorched deserts, they have faced adversity with unyielding courage, their legacy carved into the sands of time. Their valor is unmatched, their skill in battle legendary, and their hearts, tempered by the harshness of their homeland, are as steadfast as the stone of their proud cities. The Redguards have weathered the storm of history, and though their land has seen its fair share of bloodshed and betrayal, they remain a beacon of strength, a testament to the enduring spirit of their people. So, as you depart this guide, carry with you the wisdom of the Redguard, that no challenge is too great, no foe too formidable. For like the sun that sets upon the golden sands of Hammerfell, their light will never fade. It endures unwavering in the hearts of those who dare to stand with them. Until next time, my acolyte, and may the winds of the Alika guide your path.